Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Nectar of Devotion. So today is 30th September. Wow, the month of September is ending today. So fast the time flies. Okay, and Tuesday, so we gathered here to further discuss on our topic on Nectar of Devotion. Okay, let me see. Okay. So today we have already, so far we have already completed 3 waves. When you look at this, first we started off with Eastern wave, Eastern Ocean. Okay, we are still in the first part, Eastern Ocean. We have already completed 3 waves or the 3 chapters, all right? 3 waves. And today we're going to start on the last one, the 4th wave. We call it as devotional service in pure love of God. Okay, pure love of God. So with this, this is the final chapter in the Eastern Ocean. All right. So when you look at Bhakti Sastri course, in Bhakti Sastri, they only do up to chapter 19. All right. But here we're going to complete the entire chapter. Okay, we're going to do the entire chapter, part 2 and part 3 and all these things. All right. So once and for all, let's do the best. Okay. So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Let's invoke auspiciousness from all our spiritual master, preceptors, and all the acharyas. Without their causeless mercy, we might not be here, sitting here and discussing this. And also pray that we can get the understanding. That's the most important. All right. Okay, let's do it. Nama Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaita Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swamini Tinamini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasacharya Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojola Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhakti Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhume Stam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Saru Bhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Pancha Kalpaturubhescha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Garutasya Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Surushabhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayatim girim yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Mothers. So we are gathered here again to discuss on this very important topic on Nectar of Devotion. So we have just completed 17 and 18 for the last 1 or 2 weeks. So we first, chapter 17 is part 3 of third wave of the Eastern Ocean. So we have spoke about ecstatic love. All right. So what is that ecstatic love? We have gone through what they call? We have gone through in chapter 17. Okay. Like the rising stage of ecstatic love is by executing regulatory principle by devotional service. All right. By doing Vaidhi sadhana. The Vaidhi sadhana is very important, following the rules and regulation. Then from there, we slowly evolve. Okay. Then after that, in chapter 18, we spoke about the characteristic of one who are in ecstatic love. So there's 9 characteristics we have read. All right. First is to those who are anxious in utilizing his time. 24 hours. Number 2 is always reserved and perseverant. Number 3 is always detached from all material attraction. Number 4 does not long for any material respect or return for his activity. Number 5, always certain that Krishna will bestow his mercy. That means total dependency on Krishna. Number 6 is always very eager to serve the Lord faithfully, and is very much attached to chanting the holy name. Number 8 is always eager to describe the transcendental qualities. Number 9 is very pleased to live in this place called like Madhura, Vrindavan, and Dwaraka. All right. So for that, with that, we went and did a detailed reading on what is utilization of time, perseverance, detachment, pridelessness, and great hope. Okay, the most important part that we also examined, we did a very detailed discussion is on great hope. All right. What is a great hope? It's called Asha Bandha. Okay, Asha Bandha. Asha Bandha means that means even though that I think I'm not qualified, all right, I am not qualified to practice sadhan bhakti. I'm not qualified to go back home, back to Godhead, because I was not born in a very good family. I was not born in a very conducive environment, and I'm very pretty sure that I can't achieve any of these. Okay, there's a prayers of Rupa Goswami part, and of course when you look at the prayers of Srila Rupa Goswami part, so we also understand that I am also in that same kind of environment, not born in a good proper family. Then I haven't got a chance to practice sadhan bhakti from young. The environment is not conducive. The situation is not conducive, and how am I going to do it? So here it says about having hope at the hopelessness. All right. So having a high hope. Okay, high hope. So, and how are you going to have the high hope? By having eagerness. All right. The next topic was eagerness in achieving desired success. So that means Prabhupada mentioned if you have eager enough, then you achieve that success. So eagerness, in other words, also we can call it as burning desire. All right, the desire. So the desire should be very burning. All right. And after that, how you should do that burning desire? By attachment to chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we all have to be attached to the chanting of the holy name. We must have faith, because out of 64 limbs of bhakti we discussed around a month ago, they say 9 is the principle, and among 9, the 3 is essential. Okay, hearing, remembering, and chanting is essential. And the most important among all the 64, 9, 3, the most important, the fundamental is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can achieve all this. So we have to be attached to the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. All right. At the same time, we also must have the eagerness to describe the Lord's transcendental qualities. And of course, attraction. And we also must be attracted to live in this kind of place, to stay in this kind of what they call place of spirituality. And of course, there's also a word of warning. It's also mentioned. All right. Sometimes when we also discuss about waning moon. All right. Sometimes when we see that even the moon is so pleasing, it's so bright, the moon ray is so nice, but when you look at the moon also have some dots, some black dots. Right. The moon is not completely white. It has some kind of stains. Okay, like poke holes. All right, that's a kind of this thing. So even though even the moon has that kind of poke holes, but still it doesn't hinder the moon from releasing its rays, the rays of happiness. Similarly, sometimes when we see devotees also will have some kind of problem. Okay, so even devotees have some kind of problem, some fault and everything, but if he's sincere enough, all right, he also can achieve the perfection. But of course, there's another word of warning, that we should not criticize any kind of devotee. Even how the criticizing devotee is just like the waning moon. So that means from the moon, it start to wane, taper, kind of top to marjaro. Okay, like Amavasya it's become a dark moon. So we have to be very careful. All right. And also we discuss about some possibilities here. Like for instance, when we have to take siksha, we have to take instruction from a what they call, from a senior devotees, and we must have a mentor. We listen to whatever it is. But when the mentors start to criticize all the devotees in the world, this is not right, that is not right, and everything, we respectfully try to avoid that association. Because when we start to associate with them, when we start to join them in to do this kind of called the dosa kirtan, all right, fault finding, we also will succumb to this thing, and eventually just like a mad elephant syndrome. When the mad elephant enters a garden, it destroys everything. It uproots, for the tree from the seed, Germany side, right? From the seed, from the Germany side, then it creates the what they call the root, and slowly some petals will come out, some leaves will come out, and from there it grows slowly. It starts to stick on something like a creeper. It takes so much of effort for the plant to grow, right? But when the elephant comes in, it just uproot, poke, throw, everything destroyed. The years of practice, the years of meditation, the years of being hopefulness, all are destroyed on the spot. Okay, and I gave some analogy like committing suicide, right? When a person hang, the fly have to struggle and die. When the fly start to fall into the water and drown, it has to struggle and die. But the instant death is take the gun and put on the palm, finish, right? On the spot. So similarly, offending a devotee, pure devotee, offending a Vaishnava is equivalent to shooting yourself on the heat. All right, it's an instant death. All right, so instant destruction of sadhan bhakti when we start to offend. So we have to be very careful. All right, so there's something that we have learned yesterday. So with that thing, then now today we're going to start the new part. I think this is not so long. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, around 4.5 pages. So when we complete this, we have completed part 1 of Nectar of Devotion. Okay, now let's look at this. So Atta Prema, all right, in 1.4. Okay, the title is Devotional Service in Pure Love of God. How are we going to practice our sadhan bhakti, devotional service in the pure love of God? What is the pure love of God? Prema. All right. So this is what. So please do pay real good attention. If you missed it, please go and watch the video again and again and again and try to get this idea. All right. It is not like one way ticket. Okay, I'm done with one chapter. Okay, I'm going on. No. Always go back and refer. Keep the book handy. Write. Do your own thesis. Do your own finding. Your own thought. Write down in your journal and try to do check and balance, because this is going to be very, very, very important. All right. Samyan masrinita swanto mamatvati kita bhavasa eva sandratma buddhai prema nigatyate. All right. It's in the first verse of the fourth ocean. Okay. Eastern Ocean, fourth wave, text 1. When one desire to love Krishna in one particular relationship, desire to love Krishna in one's particular relationship, all right, and becomes intensified. All right. So that means this is known as the pure love of God. So the word that we should consider like this. All right. Let's highlight the words that we should consider. Okay, let me see what's the color. Okay, this one is nice. All right. One's particular relationship. What does that mean? How to understand this? See, how to understand this one's particular relationship. So in this, what it mentions here, Sangyan Mashnita Swanto. So that means when one desires to love Krishna, it according to one's particular relationship means you have your authentic relationship with Krishna. Your relationship with Krishna and my relationship with Krishna is totally different. But the process of loving and upgrading ourselves to love Krishna is same. We all have to chant the 16 rounds mantra minimum. We have to follow the 4 regulated principle. We have to do this. We should not offend anyone. The process is same. All right. Just like I'm taking a bus from KL coming to Ipoh. So all the 30 passengers sitting in that bus have the same destination back to Ipoh. All of us are the citizen of Ipoh. So all of us got into the bus. We are traveling from KL. We are the process of traveling is same. We all sit in our particular seat. Okay. Then the bus gives us the same kind of air conditioning. The bus stop in one particular place for rest. Then we get into the bus again, then continue our journey. The bus goes through the same, we all experience the same highway, same toll gate. If there's any incident happening in the highway, all the 30 hours, watch that incident. The experience of traveling is same, equal to everyone. But once I reach Ipoh, I come to the bus station, we get down, all 30 hours will go in a different direction according to one's particular mood. I am staying in my house. There's some people are staying in the village. Some stays in the estate. Some stays in a bungalow. Some stays in the flat. All right. So they all have particular different type. They all scatter. So similarly, the process of achieving pure devotional service is same for everyone. But once we achieve Goloka Vrindavan, that we all have our own particular association relationship with Krishna. And that relationship is authentic. What is your relationship with Krishna? That is your relationship. All right. You can be the lover of Krishna. Maybe you can be the gopi of Krishna. Maybe you can be the cook for Krishna. Maybe you can be the Gopal that plays with Krishna. Maybe you can be the creeper of Krishna, creeper in Goloka Vrindavan. Maybe you can be the mango tree in Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna is going to pluck your fruit and enjoy. You know, you can be the rose or the plant or flowering plant in Goloka Vrindavan. Maybe they pluck your flower and offer it to Krishna. Maybe you can be the flower, because in Goloka Vrindavan, everything has the full consciousness. In this world, none of us got full consciousness. Only human being got full consciousness. All right. The plant have little consciousness. Okay. The stone have one conscious. The living entity under the ground, like the worms and everything, has two consciousness. Okay. The plant and the tree has three consciousness. The bird has four consciousness. The animals like carnivore and all the animals have five consciousness. Anjarivu. And human being, we got six consciousness. We got six sense. Ararivu, Manizan. And the seven is the devas. So that's why sometimes when you see that Siva Purana, when they start to sing, sometimes funeral, you can hear some people are singing. They don't know what they're singing. As long as they say, I'm singing some Siva Purana, that's it. But what is the thing that is singing the most essential? Kallagi, Puluagi, Sedi Kodiagi, Paravayagi, Amalia, Murugamagi, Manidanagi, that kind of song they used to sing in Siva Purana. So that's the thing. So we all have one consciousness. So all the living entities in this place of different consciousness, right? When I cut down the tree don't protest, because the tree only has three consciousness. The bird has four consciousness. The reasoning power is minimum. The animal has five consciousness. Like a big cow could just knock down the people, even with they got a very strong horn. With the horn, with the running power and everything, they just can give a side kick and kill everybody in the thing. But the cow does not protest when the cow is getting slaughtered. When the animal going to get slaughtered, it doesn't protest. Like big buffalo, when they want to slaughter the buffalo, it doesn't protest, because it doesn't have that kind of reasoning power, right? But human being got five powers, five ararivu, six reasoning power. So but in Goloka Vrindavan, everything, even the ant, even a creeper, even a plant, even a flower, even the fruit, they have full consciousness. And they'll have the full pleasure. They'll have the complete pleasure. It's not to say I have to take a human form, the form of a gopi, gopal, in order to enjoy Krishna. No. Even the cows, even the butterfly, even the bumblebee, they have the full consciousness. They are fully aware. They all are. They don't have a gross body like us. They are in pure spiritual form. All right. So like that, we all have one particular relationship. So when that particular relationship becomes intensified, it becomes intensified. That means it become more and more stronger, intense. All right. When you start to love someone, when the love becomes so intensified, sometimes what the people will do, they will even forget the social custom. They forget the culture. They even forget their parents. They simply throw everything and run away. Some even convert to Islam and all these things just for the sake of love. They are willing to give up their culture, their tradition, family, all don't care. As long as they are in love, they just simply run away, because that's the thing. So similarly, the love has become intensified. So if one's desire to love Krishna, so here Prabhupada is, here the Rupa Goswami Pad is explaining, when one's desire, so first we start to desire it, right? Eagerness, we start to desire. So when we simply start desiring for what? To love Krishna, and eventually when the love becomes of a particular, will become intensified, it becomes so powerful, it take over your system, that you see Krishna everywhere. Sometimes, when you want to, when you fall in love, you start to see things look so different. Example, when you want to buy one particular car, all right, I want to buy this car. Whenever you go to the street, you only see this car. You can't see any other cars. So like that intensified. So when that thing happened, this is the situation known as the pure love of Godhead. Do you all get it, my dear Prabhus and mothers? Now we understand what is Prema Bhakti means. If you understand, please put a thumbs up. Or you want me to repeat again? Okay, Gandhi Mataji understood. How about others?
I understood, Prabhu.
Okay, great. Nandari Mataji? Okay, great. Vaishnava Prabhu, you got it? I think it's not. Maybe he struggled to unmute. Okay, anyway. So now we understand. Because all the while we're thinking, what is Prema Bhakti? Now, in this first phrase itself, we understood this is Prema. Again, please take down, please underline this statement. When one's desire to love Krishna becomes very intensified, and that thing will be known as pure love of God. All right? And how to love Krishna? You cannot randomly or generally love Krishna. You have to love Krishna in one particular relationship. All right? Like that. Okay, now let's continue. So in the beginning, now, what happened in the beginning? When we first started, a devotee is what? Engage in regulative principle. Please underline this statement. So when the thing is, they start to do of devotional service. That means they start to follow the rules, Vaidhi sadhana. They start to follow the principle. Where in the beginning, when we first started, we are engaged in regulative principle, okay, Vaidhi sadhana, by the order of the spiritual master. So who are giving you order? One is spiritual master. Once you have taken initiation, the spiritual master gives you order. Or if not, your senior devotees, your mentor will give you order. Like now what we are ordering here, you must chant minimum 16 rounds. But if possible, go 64. But your minimum standard must be kept. And second order that what we give, must fast on Ekadasi. Avoid grains by all means. All right. And I'm so happy that all of you are following that. All of you are fasting on Ekadasi. And I'm so grateful to see that Mataji, like Sadhguru Mataji, chant 64 rounds on Ekadasi. All right, that other devotees are all chanting 64 rounds. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited to hear this. All right. And of course, there's one Mataji also mentioned that she chants every day without fail 24 rounds. I'm so happy and excited to hear all these things. So I know that the orders has been taken. So that's very important. So that means either you take the instruction from the spiritual master or from the mentor. So the mentor gives you the instruction on behalf of the spiritual master. That's why we must have the parambara. The guru will initiate you the mantra. But after that, you have to follow the instruction of the spiritual master or the senior devotees. Because the senior devotees are not going to give you a whimsical instruction. They're not going to give you instruction to simply to spoil you. They give you instruction of what they have heard from Prabhupada, from the guru, from our spiritual master, and the entire parampara. We don't go out of this parampara system. That's why sometimes people ask, why not you speak about Mahabharata? I only read Mahabharata once in my life. That also out of curiosity. And I've read Ramayana maybe also once or twice. All right. But they said, can you like pay attention? I mean, why not we speak about Ramayana? And honestly tell you, my dear Prabhus and mothers, I am not so well versed in Ramayana. All right. I'm not so well versed in Ramayana, the pastime of Lord Ram. then all the other things like Mahabharata, okay, I just know it in a very distinct. Okay. But what is the reason? Because that's what Prabhupada did not give. Prabhupada did not give Mahabharata, did not give Ramayana. All right. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, when you see, the 4 main books is the book they study scrutinizingly. First book is Bhagavad Gita. Second is Srimad Bhagavatam. Number 3 is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Number 4, the works of Acharya, like Nectar of Devotion by Rupa Goswami, Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, Harinam Chintamani by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Brahma Sanghita, okay, by Lord Brahma. All the books that was given to us is more than sufficient. In fact, honestly tell you, sometimes we may not have the lifetime to study all these books. We may not have lifetime to study all these books. All right. So what we do, we don't have lifetime to study all these books. Okay. But sometimes, okay, Mataji, no problem. Sure. But sometimes, okay, that is all depends. So what we do is we give instruction, we give suggestion according to the parampara. So that's when the mentor comes in. But now you can ask the question. So that means, is that books are not important? If the books not important, why ISKCON is printing such books? I'm not saying it's not important, it's very important. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. It's supplementary reading that can enhances your devotion to Krishna. Why not? Okay. So when a person in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti in an early stage, they like to read so many books. They don't like to read the books on instruction, honestly. Okay, let's do a survey now. How many of you have actually read Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Harinam Chintamani on your own? How many of you have read before? That means I'm not saying that you're reading it from because you have joined Bhakti Sastri course, because Bhakti Sastri is a forced study. You have to study. I'm asking, you're not doing Bhakti Sastri, but on your own pace, when you first became a devotee, all right? I read this Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Harinam Chintamani. How many of you have you done that?
Never, Prabhu.
Only NOD. That means, Mataji, NOD means before, no, I'm not talking about Bhakti Sastri. On your own, have you read NOD?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, great. All right. That's wonderful. Vaishnava Prabhu, you want to say something?
I read, Prabhu.
That means before you became a devotee,
Yeah.
when you first started, you studied NOD.
I read about 2-3 lines, Prabhu.
Which one?
Both. Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion.
That means you start reading it before you start reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and all these things.
First Bhagavad Gita, then Bhagavatam, and then Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there's 2.
Okay. That means you have read NOD after reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes?
Yeah.
That means you have already advanced. What I'm asking is,
But
in an
Prabhu,
early stage.
yeah, I don't remember much, Prabhu.
Yeah, because in early stage, when you become a devotee, when I first became a devotee, this Nectar of Devotion was the book that given to me as a gift. This book that I'm having here was my first book in my life. And this book was given to me as a gift by Shanti Vardhana Prabhu. Shanti Vardhana Prabhu was the mentor that trained me up in 93. Right? And I still have that thing written on this book, says that this book was, This book was a gift by His Grace Shanti Vardhana Prabhu given to me on the year 1994, my first year in ISKCON. I joined ISKCON on October 93 through my distant uncle Ratna Bahu. Okay, all right. Now Madurai, formerly known as Ratna Sabhavitya. Right. So here it says J. Punithan, or my name is ISKCON IPO 1994. My writing in when I was 16 years old. All right. And the first mantra that Prabhu gave me was Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.21. He said, always remember this mantra. He wrote this and gave it to me. All right. But honestly, I've never touched it. Because it's very normal. Right? It is very normal for us as a neophyte, as a beginner. It is very rare. Sadguna Mataji, I saw you unmuted just now. You want to say something? I forgot to acknowledge you.
I too never read Prabhu, only now after listening
Okay.
from you.
Okay, great, great. So I have never read. You know that book, The Holy Name? Okay, I just think nobody's at home. All right. So, you know, this book on The Holy Name by Srila Nectar of Harinam Chintamani, I've never touched this book. You know, I don't know for how long I've been keeping this book, you know. But the day when we start reading, that's when I start to realize, oh my God, what are things that I've lost in my life? You understand? So what I'm trying to tell you here is, when we first started as a neophyte and all these kind of things, it is very rare that we read these kind of books. Okay, it's very rare. Because the book on instruction in particular, because when we read this kind of instruction, we don't understand what actually they're trying to tell. What is Vaidhi Sadhana? What is Prema? What is love Krishna in particular relationship? I don't understand. Because you don't have much knowledge. So when we first start, so what usually we read? First maybe we read Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is a book of Hindu. Everybody in Muslim got Quran and Bible. We should read Bhagavad Gita. They start with Bhagavad Gita. After read Bhagavad Gita, maybe I should check out Mahabharatam. Okay. Then after that, hey, no. Ramayana is another epic of Hinduism. I read Ramayana. All right. Then after that, they said, okay, now you have done that book. Why not you try out Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, then we read Srimad Bhagavatam. Then after that, we read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then after that, after we complete all these kind of things, when we start to have the desire to go detail in Vaidhi Sadhana, Bhava, Prema, the secret is only kept by the devotees or the acharyas. That's when we start. First, we have to chant Hare Krishna first. And we struggle, I cannot do. Then we study this Nectar of what they call Harinam Chintamani by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. When we studied this Nectar of Instruction, then I was always curious, Bhakti Aloka, because the Bhakti Aloka is always on my table. I never touched it. Then I was just looking at the book, because I remember in my Bhakti Sastri, one of my Bhakti Nectar of Instruction teacher told me. He told me two things. Not me, to all of us. You just need to read Nectar of Instruction. You can go back home, back to Godhead. You do not need to read any other book. I say, what? You just need to read Nectar of Instruction only. No need Bhagavad Gita, no need Bhagavatam, no need Chaitanya Charitamrita, no need anything. Just this Nectar of Instruction will take you back home, back to Godhead. And I said, what? Then he said, in order to understand Nectar of Instruction in detail, read this book called Bhakti Aloka. Bhakti Aloka is a thesis of Nectar of Instruction. Then what I did is I used to send you the soft copy, then you all print out. Like that, I went and printed and I kept it on my table. I never touched it. Then while we were talking on Nectar of Instruction, suddenly the thing struck me. Why not we do this book? But that book was mind-blowing. Right? How many of you agree to me? Nectar of Bhakti Aloka by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Did you blow your head off? Those who have attended? I think Gandhi Mataji, Nanda Mataji all attended the thing, right? Yeah. You understand the subject matter even better, right? So many things we have. The revelation is amazing, right? What they call? What are the revelation that we got? So many things. Even the things like caste system, right? Caste system. Who are distinct? Then he said, no, the caste system is wrong. Who is low caste? Those people who drink wine, drink whiskey, beer, and those who eat meat, these are the low caste. Other than that, everybody's okay. You know, these kind of things. All right. Anyway, so like that. So then we evolve. Then eventually we stop this Mahabharata and Ramayana and all other things. And we go on. We go deeply delve into this. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. For the sake of preaching, sometimes there's a Ramayana class, Mahabharata class. That's it. I am not generalizing. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not generalizing. Now I am telling, when we are in particular desire, we have this particular desire of being a pure devotee, by achieving prema bhakti, we should only study the works of Acharya. Because the Acharyas have already got their pure love. The purport of Srila Prabhupada is amazing. All right? So that's the thing. Okay. Oh, that means I should not read. No. Don't mistake me. That I don't say you should not read or what. But what we are saying is the instruction. All right. So when a person who are going through this kind of in the beginning, devotee engage in regulatory principle. All right, engage regulatory principle of devotional service, and by the order of the spiritual master. So the spiritual master will be ordering you. So either the spiritual master or the mentor. So as what I mentioned here, as we are ordering that you do this, do that, do that. I'm so happy that all of you are nicely, particularly following that kind of rules. All right. So this is the order. So that means first we said, do Vaidhi sadhana. Right. Like today I met one person in the morning, in a shop. Then I was talking to her. I was just thinking in my heart, after I spoke to her, I was just thinking in my heart. She said, I've been praying to everybody. Yeah, when you pray to everybody, then what is the thing? So that means when she's talking to me, then I told her like this. When I am screaming, all right, say like for instance, now I'm telling, okay, everyone understand. So that means what Gandhi Mataji will think, okay, Nanda Mataji will answer. What Nanda Mataji will think, oh, Saki Champakalata will answer. What Saki thinks, oh, Sadguna will answer. What Sadguna Mataji will say, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu will answer. Vaishnava Prabhu thinks, oh, Raja Prema will answer. But end up nobody answers. When I'm just asking in general. So do you all understand? So Gandhi Mataji, Nanda will answer. Nanda will think Saki. So like that they think others, but they end up nobody answers. But when I call them particularly, Gandhi Mataji, do you understand? Nanda Devi Mataji, do you understand? Saki Champakalata Devi Mataji, do you understand? Sadguna Mataji, did you understand? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, do you have any question? So when I call the person particular, that particular person will respond to you. So similarly, I told her, when you are generally calling everyone, nothing will happen. Particularly call upon Sri Krishna. My dear Krishna, enough is enough. She's suffering terribly. She's not well. She's going through so much of agony. And she said, I'm praying to everybody. I said, stop doing that. Only pray upon Krishna. Raise your hand and just say, Krishna, I'm yours. Save me. Enough is enough. I can't take it. Particularly call. All right. So like that. So the order of the spiritual master means the order that gives you particularly tell you, do this. And how? Engage in regulatory principle of Vaidhi sadhana. We started in Vaidhi sadhana. Okay. Then, when one thereby becomes completely purified, the idea about following the regulation is to purify. Purify from where? From all. The word is all, you must remember. Material contamination. So what do we understand by all material contamination? What does that mean? What does that mean by all? So that means every varieties, all right? Every varieties of contamination, we have to come out of it, mentally and physically. Physically, my body is clean because I make sure I don't put any dead body carcass into my system. I don't eat any. I'm not a cannibal. I don't eat dead body. I don't put anything like that into my system. Okay? Body is purified. Add on. I make sure, then this thing. So now your consciousness is there. Mind, intelligence, ego. All right. And of course, then secondly, that affects our body is the three mode of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. I try to stay in goodness as much as I can. What is that mode of goodness? Chapter 14, Bhagavad Gita, very important. Please study the chapter 14. All right. What is the mode of goodness? Number one, I must make sure I sleep on time, I wake up on time. Number two, I make sure that I bathe nicely. All right, bathe nicely and also brush my teeth nicely and all these things, right? Okay, we've studied that as we go on in Nectar of Devotion. Then, number three, I must make sure the food that I eat is sattvic. I don't want to eat something which is rajasic or tamasic. That means the mode of passion, mode of ignorance. That means I don't take a lot of sour, extreme bitter, or extreme what they call or very spicy. You know, sometimes when you take the spicy food, wow, you won't get devotional bliss. You will start to enjoy. Wow, look at that masala. Oh, Mataji, great like you, queen of masala. You know, sometimes that's why they like chettinad food. Why they like chettiar food? Because in chettiar cooking, everything is extreme. They don't control. They make sure they put enough sandhi, enough chili, enough curcumin, manjal, turmeric, enough of everything. They not like that. We don't call a pinch. You know, in Chettiar Samuel, கையில தான் கை அளவு. Okay, அப்படியே வச்சு அரைச்சி ஒரு சாந்து கை one hand. Manjal, one hand. Can you imagine one manjal அரைச்சி ஒரு one hand full of manjal, one ball of manjal. Everything is extreme. That means everything is like elevated because mode of passion. Okay, and the food in mode of ignorance like durian, patai, or this what they call what do you call that? Mushroom. So I want to avoid all that because I want to keep myself as pure as much as possible in the mode of goodness. Why mode of goodness? Because being in the mode of goodness is conducive to practice sadhana bhakti. So when you all want to practice Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or the rules and regulation, it is much easier to do it when you are in the mode of goodness. When you're in the mode of passion, sometimes, today I'm going for some business talk. I'm driving. Now I'm going to deliver a speech. All right. Before I talk, I must make sure that I must have enough energy in my body. All right. And I say, oh, I'm trying my best to live in a sattvic life. Right. But now he says, no, I have to go and talk and everything. So we just enter one Indian shop. They got a vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Just forget about the non-vegetarian, take the vegetarian food, eat nicely and go. So that means it's not conducive to practice Vaidhi sadhana in the mode of passion. How about in the mode of ignorance? When you're in the mode of ignorance, what we start to think? You start to long for the food that you enjoy the most before. Like what happened to me? Like I used to long for eggs. I love eggs before. Sometimes I used to think, சாப்பிட்றவங்களாம் மனுஷன் இல்லை. யாரு இந்த வெஸ்டர்ன் டிவோட்டிஸ் மாடுலாம் சாப்பிட்டு பியோர் டிவோட்டி ஆயிட்டாங்க. நான் என்ன வாழ்க்கையில என்ன அப்படி பெருசா சாப்பிட்டேன்? இல்ல நான் இப்ப பெருசா என்ன சாப்பிட ஆசைப்படுறேன்? ஒரு முட்டை தானே, ஒரு ஆம்லெட் தானே. So what happened? யாரும் பார்க்கல வீட்டுல, சரிதான் நேரா கடையில போயிட்டு முஸ்லிம்கள்ல துர்க்கங்கள்ல போயிட்டு ஏய் முட்டை ரொட்டி. So mode of ignorance is not conducive for Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So that's why it says that one is thereby become completely purified by all material contamination. Apna endha vagayana material contamination means you are some or other placed in the mode of goodness. Okay, when that thing happen, that develops an attachment. That's when the attachment develops. Okay, develop attachment and taste for devotional service. That's when we start to have the taste for devotional service. So now the question is, what does it mean by develop that attachment? Do you know in a human way of life, we are some or other have to be attached to something. There's no such thing that we are not detached. We are detached. No. There's no such thing that we are not attached to anyone. All right. Sometimes when we send our children to school, the children are so attached like a kindergarten. The child will cry, oh, Appa, no, don't let me, because the attachment is so strong. They can't think of the possibility of not be with the parents for what, 4 or 5 hours. They cry. But after we put them in the kindergarten, we run away. So some or other, the child will get used to it. What does that used to it means? The child start to develop the gradual attachment to the teacher and the friend. Then after that, next day when we start to send the children, Appa, bye-bye. We thought sometimes they get out in the front, they run into the school because they're getting so attached. Like that. All right. The girl is attached to the parents. Once the girl is married to a man, the girl will become attached to that man. Right? So like that. So some or other we have to go on being attached to someone. So now you can ask a question then, what is detach means? So detach means you detach from material condition and you get attached to spiritual condition. So that means when we get completely purified from material contamination. So now we are in a contaminated stage and I got so much of impurity. Now I have to come out of it. Then what is next? Then I have to attach. Then I have to get attached to the spiritual. Then I start to develop attachment. And when I start to develop that attachment, what happened? The taste for devotion service arises. So that means I start to create taste. Okay. So far, so good. Now, let's look at this. This taste and attachment. Now, after you got the taste, then you got the attachment. Taste means you are in the mode of goodness. Then you attach to spiritual life. When you start to achieve this, then what happened? Second step, gradually intensified. So it becomes more and more intensified. Okay. You start to become more and more intensified. Okay, example. When first of all, when you all become a devotee, okay, let me see. I think Sadguna Mataji is the best person to talk to. Sadguna Mataji, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji, when you first came to our class, right?
Yeah.
I remember when you first time, I think you joined through this Gita again, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, that time you were not so serious devotee, or you were in some other way of life?
I'm not a serious devotee of Krishna, but praying Saivite, actually a Saivite.
Shaivite, okay.
So of course pray
So
to.
you came to see Gita again out of curiosity, is it? To learn Bhagavad Gita?
No, through my brother. He asked me
Okay,
to
and
join
why did you agree to your brother? Why?
because I want to learn about what is Bhagavad Gita. Actually, I didn't have the
Okay.
interest earlier.
Okay, great. So you have that inquisitive, you have the interest, you
Yeah.
came to check it out, yes?
Right.
All right. Then what happened? Then you came, you start to learn step by step.
Yes, right.
So when you start to step by step, then you became like excited. Sometimes first you might be confused. Hey, why this thing looks different from what I've known? Yes?
Yeah.
Hey, எனக்கு
Right.
தெரிஞ்சது ஒண்ணு இவரே என்ன புதுசா சொல்றாரு. Okay, கேட்டுதான் பாப்போமே. Let's hear more what he's talking about, right?
Yes.
Then gradually you start to come in. You start to develop taste.
Correct. Develop taste and respect.
Respect. Okay, respect and taste. So when the
Right.
taste and respect arises, all the unwanted taste start to disappear. Yes or not?
Yeah. Gradually, yes.
Yes, gradually everything started. So when all the unwanted things disappeared, so with this new taste, it become more intensified.
Yeah. Seeking
So when
knowledge.
sorry?
Seeking knowledge.
Yes. So you got the more and more desire. I want to know more. I want to know more. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
When you want to know more, you're getting more and more attached.
Yes.
Then you start to develop more and more taste.
That's it. That's
And I
it.
remember that you told me you used to chant 6 rounds a day. You started with 6 rounds a day.
16 round. Yeah. Earlier. Yeah.
Every 6 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Then after you get more and more taste, you went into 10, 15, and you end up chanting 16.
Yeah. Now 30 rounds.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, coming there.
Yeah.
Then after that, gradually, what happened? You start to chant 16, you start to have a taste, then you start to consider fasting on Ekadasi.
Yes, exactly.
Then on Ekadasi day, we say try to do 64 rounds is the must, but you
Yeah.
think the only day I can chant is Ekadasi, you chant 64 rounds.
Yes. Oh,
So when you start to develop the chant taste for the 64 rounds, but other days you cannot chant, but other days now, as you are saying, you are maintaining 30 rounds a day, yes?
Yes.
So that is like that, Mataji, we are talking about.
Yeah,
so when
right.
the taste and attachment, as you grow, it becomes more and more intensified.
Yes. Now I'm
Yes.
trying to chant at least on Sundays 64 rounds.
Very good. Fantastic. Exactly. Because to chant even 16 rounds for some is a big headache. So when you see somebody is still struggling to chant 16 rounds minimum, what we understand, the taste and the attachment is not intensified. I got the taste, I got the attachment. Just like I feel like eating an ice cream, I go to shop, buy a tube of ice cream, I brought back home, but I keep it in the fridge. All right, you already bought the ice cream. Now you kept the ice cream in the fridge and thinking, okay, I'll eat later. Then next day, it's rainy season, I'll eat tomorrow. Then after that, It doesn't still look good. I feel like some running nose. I'll do it next day. So you are procrastinating, say later, later, later. But your desire to eat ice cream there. The ice cream is already in your fridge, but you are prolonging. So when you cannot chant 16 rounds minimum, my dear Prabhus and mothers, it shows you don't have the taste and the attachment, or you are delaying it. So now the question is, the ice cream is already on the fridge, in the fridge. What are you waiting for? Why not just scoop it and put it into your mouth and enjoy it? What is stopping you? Right? Similarly, you have the beats with you. You have that philosophy, you have that understanding with you. Why not just take it and just begin chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why are you still delaying? Right? Every day that you delay, one day of your life is gone. Like today, 30th September 2025 will never return to you until the next yuga starts. Until the whole world destroy, pralaya, the next year of Brahma, when the earth is going to begin again, that's when you're going to get it. That also after millions and millions of years later, if you're still entangled in this material world, you're going to get back 30th September 2025. Because once this day is gone, it's gone for good. So why not now? Why tomorrow? So procrastination. So like that. So you must allow yourself, all right? Let the taste and attachment start to gradually become very, very intensified. So what happened when the thing intensified? Like, okay, very good, Mataji. Thank you so much, Sadguna Mataji. Because you have, with your talking to you, what I'm going to say is already shown. So first she started as shy-white, then slightly curiosity. Then after that, she started to, hey, why this is different? I better learn more. I want to hear more. Then she started to pick up chanting, maybe 1 round, 5 round, 6 round. Then after that, 16 round. Then after that, 16. Then after that, she, okay, fast on Ekadasi day. Ekadasi, then maybe, I don't know whether you're a vegetarian before or not, but I believe now you're a vegetarian. So gradually, and now she's doing 30 rounds. And the desire becomes so intense because she's a tuition teacher. She still have to run the tuition centers, tuition classes. And maybe now she said Sunday, she want to do 64 rounds. It's not a joke. But all these things possible because the taste and attachment became intensified. So now, Prabhus and mothers, the taste and attachment will gradually intensify in the course of time. It doesn't happen overnight. It at the course of time. So when the thing become intensified, what does it become? It becomes love. Please underline the statement. It becomes love. Right? It becomes love. Fantastic. So gradually intensified in the course of time, and it becomes love. Prem, pyar, prema. So now the Prabhupada is mentioning the word love can be actually applied only in relationship with the personality of Godhead, he says. So when you talk about love, the word love can be actually applied only. The word is only in the relationship with the personality, because love is eternal. But the problem is the love in this material world is not eternal. Right? When they're young time, when they're courting, they're dating, the love is intensified. After the person get married, it becomes dissipate. It becomes start to wait. Right? Then after all, the man and women naturally want to renounce. They accept vanaprastha. So the wife won't be depending on the husband won't be depending on the wife. Right? We have seen that, right? After some time, I'm not sure whether you have seen or not, like my grandparents, right? After their 60s, I don't remember 60s, yeah, 60s, 50s, 60s on, they start to sleep separately. My grandmother sleep upstairs, my grandfather sleep downstairs. Until he left his body, they were sleeping separately because that's natural, right? So, but now the personality of Godhead, the love, you will love him now, you will also love him when you turn 100. But the love to God will become what? Will become gradually, it grows and grows and grows and become intensified until it becomes so intensified, so intense. So in the material world, love is not applicable at all. Exactly, right? If you really think about it, right? It's not applicable at all. What goes on under the name of love in the material world is nothing but lust, right? what happened in this material world is not a love, but only lust. Until one moment that lust is no more this thing. Sometimes as we get older, when we lose our ability, right? As we get older, we lose our ability. The mothers will lose their ability. Goes on what is the word? Menopause and all this. So that when there's nothing is there, there's no more love. All right? There's no longer love is there. Love is no longer applicable at that moment because we have lost our lust. But there is a gulf of difference actually between love and lust. Like the difference between gold and iron. All right? There's a big difference between love and lust. Okay, between like example like gold and iron. Gold is different, iron is different. It's a big difference. Right? So we are just in the first, and I think we have spoke for half an hour, 45 minutes. Oh my God. Do you have any question? This is very, very, very important. All right. So what I will do is, please take down or in chapter 9, first paragraph, please underline, keep it, write it and keep it somewhere. Try to understand how the prema develops. All right. So with that, we take a short break, just 2 minutes break and we meet again. Okay. Please think about some questions. We can have a discussion or not. We just continue with text 2. Right. So now let's look at the next one. Verse number 2. Yata Pancharatre, quoting from Pancharatra. Okay. Narada Pancharatra. Right. Ananya Mamata Vishnu, Mamata Prema Sangata, Bhaktir Ityuchate Bhishma, Pralado Dava Naradai. Okay. Quoting in Eastern Ocean, 4th wave, text 2. So in the Narada Pancharatra, it is clearly stated that when lust is completely transferred, okay, when the lust is completely transferred to the Supreme Godhead, and the concept of kinsmanship is completely reposed to him. The concept of kinship completely reposed to him, such accepted as pure love of God by authorities like Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhava, and Narada. What does that mean? By nature, all of us have lust. Okay, we human beings have lust. So when that lust, we transfer to Krishna. Or the concept of kinsmanship. Kinship means what? Kinship means, I am Indian, I am this, my family, or this what they call my clan. Okay, kinship. They call kinship, right? So when you transfer all these things to Krishna, repose to him. That means you take this and repose. Sometimes when I send you something, you just repose to somebody else. So you take this and repose to Krishna, and this is also this is accepted. This thing is accepted as pure love of God by authorities like Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhava, and Narada. So that's why what we say is, how are you going to serve Krishna? How are you going to love Krishna? Simply do your natural way. That's why Prabhupada says, what is your talent? Even Chaitanya Charitamrita is mentioned. Lord Chaitanya says, utilize your talent for Krishna. What talent do you have? You have a talent of speaking, speak about Krishna. You have talent of cooking, cook for Krishna. This simply use your talent. No need to do artificially. You are nowhere from this Brahmanical culture. Suddenly become a devotee. I want to become a pujari. All right. So I accept Brahmin initiation and I start to understand the mantra. The Solapi, the mantra. Then do this ritual. Take the flower, offer the flower, do the. No, don't artificially do things. What is your nature? If your nature is in worshipping the Lord, Archa Vigraha, right? And if you have the nature of serving the Lord as a Brahmin, as a priest, go for it. But if you don't have that, what you have naturally? Because somehow or other, every one of us have some natural tendency. So simply utilize it. All right? So utilize it is called as pure devotee. Okay. Bhakti pramochate Bhishma Mukker yatra tu sangata mama tanya mamatvena varjitetra yojana. So great authorities. So like Bhishma have explained that love of Godhead means completely giving up so-called love for any other person. All right. So now, why does it mean, Bhaktir pramochati Bhishma Mukker yatra tu sangata mamataya mamatvena varijyate atra yojana. You say, what does it mean by great authority? What does this mean, great authority? Right? See, anything that we do, we must take it from authorized source. Okay, say like for instance, suddenly the government wants to give some money. All right, who should tell you that the government going to give you money? Not some bloggers, not some social media influencer, not some politician, not anyone else. The one that only can give you the authority, authorizedly tell you, is the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister says from next month onwards, every citizen of Malaysia will receive 500 ringgit. That's it. Because the price of the lifestyle, everything increases, we want to give, like just the day you give 100, you want to give 500. So when he says is authorized. But before he could say, when everybody starts saying, it is a speculation. So that means now we take the authority of a great authorities like Bhishma. So the great authority Bhishma says, the love of Godhead. What does that mean? Completely giving up, completely. Don't even keep something. Completely give up so-called love of any other person. You may have love. I got love for the country. I got love for my husband, wife. I got love for my children. I got love. Completely give up and just give it to Krishna. So that means, are you not going to love your wife? Are you not going to love your Krishna? I mean, your children? It's not that. Your ultimate love is Krishna. But for your siblings, for your wife, and it's affection. All right. It's not to say I only love God and I don't like anybody else. That's not its meant. But he explained the love means, that means you're dedicated. That means your love means you're always thinking about it. You're thinking about it. No, when you start to love someone, you have to think about it day and night. So he said, explain the love of God. It means, that means what does it mean if you want to achieve the love of God, it prema, completely giving up so-called love of any other person. According to Bhishma. So now Prabhupada is explaining, according to Bhishma, according to who Bhishma says, love means reposing one's affection completely upon one person. So that means when you want to love someone, you just completely give your life. Say like, for instance, if you got a girlfriend, right? Or you got a boyfriend or your wife, you completely give your love to that person. Then what happened to your mother? Because you only can give to one person only your love. Sometimes generally we can say, I love my life, I love my children, I love my family, that's general statement. But when you go in particular, you only can show love to only one person. Okay, example, I love my wife. That means the love to my wife is the original love. I really love her. Thinking about her day and night. But what happened to my children? What happened to my parents? Affection. Affection. So now he's telling, that's why it's a very scientific. So what Bhishma is telling is, love means reposing one's affection completely upon one person, right? And also withdrawing all affinities of any other person, withdrawing. So that means we are not getting attached to other person. All right, let's look at the next verse. All right, the next one. Bhavatoti prasadota Sri Hari iti sa dvida. Okay, 1.4.4. This pure love can be transferred to the Supreme Personality of Godhead under two conditions. Okay, how are you going to transfer the pure love to Krishna? That you can, it's possible, but there is two conditions. One is out of ecstasy and out of causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality. So when we start to chant Hare Krishna, when we start to feel, we start to eat prasadam, we start to have all this kind of excitement and this thing. So when then you go into the ecstatic love. When you chant Hare Krishna, you can't stop chanting Hare Krishna. You start to love the Nama Prabhu so much. You love that Nama Prabhu. You love the chanting. Right? So sometimes you chant Hare Krishna. Oh, I love this chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sometimes you even forget to cook for your husband or your wife. Sometimes the child comes. Okay, mommy, I want this. Okay, the food is there. Go and eat. Don't disturb me. That means the love for the child has now turned into the love of holy name. But others, affection. You all understand? Okay. Do you understand? Sadguna Mataji, do you get what I'm saying?
No, Prabhu, I understand this, what you're saying, pure love.
Okay, so do you have show less attention to anyone else when you start to chant Hare Krishna?
Yeah. That I do.
Example, Mataji, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Can you give any example, if you don't mind, your life example?
My life example, one thing, I'm not married, so there's nothing else for me to think of. My mother was there earlier alive, so I used to think of her whenever I do my chanting. Now she's no more, so since I'm all alone, so I find it more easy
Yeah,
to
but
do.
do you have any particular attachment? Of course, even you're alone, you have something that you love the most, like pet, or maybe
No,
your
no.
tuition, maybe some
Luck-
drama.
No, lucky. I don't have any of these pets around us, so I don't want to have it.
Okay, good.
So the attention is more onto this, doing more of spiritual thing, and of course, tuition is around. So these
Okay.
two, the things is my more of attention is there.
Right. Okay, great. Maybe I can ask about Nanda Devi Mataji, who gave up Sudoku. She liked to play the Sudoku game, and now she given up the Sudoku game, the affection for the game, and start to engage in sadhan bhakti. All right. So like that. So sometimes we start to think, oh, are you ignoring me? I say, we are not ignoring anybody. I still love you. I still care for you. Sometimes you have to tell that, right? But your love become this thing. So out of ecstasy, you transfer your love to Krishna. And secondly, out of causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality. The Krishna give you the mercy like that. Only by these two only, it is possible. Tatra bhavotta, bhava evantar anganam, anganam anushevaya, aruda parama utkarsham, bhava utta parikritita. Okay, it's getting here. So now we're talking about, what is it? Bhava. Bhava means ecstasy. All right. So, now he's talking about Bhava, Evantar Anganam, Angas, Anga of the Seva. All right. Now let's look at this. So now ecstasy, Bhava. So what is ecstasy is all about? Now we talk about the two reasons, right? We only can get out of ecstasy, out of causeless mercy. Now let's look at ecstasy. Okay, now Rupa Goswami is explaining ecstasy. What does that ecstasy means all about? So ecstatic love of Godhead can be potently invoked simply by following the rules and regulation of devotional service. Right? That means by following the Vaidhi Sadhana, Anga, all the 64 Angas. Okay, we understand Vaidhi Sadhana rules and regulation. We have 64 possibilities. Evantar Anga Anganam. Anushevaya. Anushevaya means particularly serve any of the Anga, any of the qualities. Right? So, totally following the rules and regulation or Vaidhi Sadhana or devotional service as they are prescribed in the scripture. So, prescribed in the scripture means you have to follow the prescription. That means the scripture says 64. When you must follow any of the 64. Not simply create your own. Imagine one. So that means you follow the rules and regulation as prescribed, as been suggested in the scripture. Number two, but the third thing is very important, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. So you must be under the bona fide direction of the spiritual master, not whimsically. Right? So I think I need to do that. But your spiritual master look at you, say, no, not this. Do this one first. Right? Like we as a mentor, what we say, number one, all right, first, before you can do anything else, you want to think about anything else, just chant Hare Krishna first and read Bhagavad Gita. Start with that first. So you just follow. Then after that, you start to develop, you know what to do. So under the bona fide spiritual master. Okay. Now let's look at this one. Bhagavatam, Canto 11, text 240. All right. Now I want to ask you, what does in Canto 11 is mostly talking about? Can anyone tell me what is Canto 11? We discussed that before. Anyone remember? No one? Praja Prema? Yes, Gandhi Mataji.
Lord talks to Uddhava.
Very good. Fantastic. Haribol. Wonderful. Krishna speaks to Uddhava. And this is the place Krishna reveal what is pure devotional service. Yes or not? Very good. Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. Tatra Vaida Bhavoto Yatai Kadashe Evam Vrata Svapriya Nama Kritya Jata nurago druto chitta uchchahi. Asatyato roditi rauti gayati. Unmada vannityati lokabayaha. So what it says in dot, quoting in Eastern Wave, Eastern Ocean, 4th Wave, text 6. So 11 Canto, 2nd chapter, text 40, verse 40, Srimad Bhagavatam, speak on ecstatic love. What he says? Ecstatic love is born of the execution of regulative principle. Okay? Ecstatic love will be born on when we start to practice or execute Vaidhi sadhana or the spiritual, or what they call regulative this thing. Okay, is explained. A devotee in the course of executing regulative principle of devotional service, when he start to follow the rules and regulation, will start to develop his natural Krishna consciousness. Right? He start to build his natural Krishna consciousness. Okay. But what happened when they, and when they start to follow the rules and regulation, when they develop the natural Krishna consciousness, then what happened? Being thus softened at heart, the heart becomes soft. Because you have become merciful, you do not eat meat anymore. You do not go for intoxication. You do not get gamble. You don't have illicit sex. Your heart, which is as hard as a stone, will start to melt. The Vaidhi sadhana, the core sadhana is chanting the holy name. When you start to chant Hare Krishna, everything becomes even more softer and softer. So being softened at heart, that's when he chants and dances like a madman. So sometimes when you see in the temple, when we see that when the kirtan goes on, people will be standing like a log. Our Hare Krishna movement means to dance. We dance and we feast. Nalla dance ஆடுறது, நல்லா சாப்பிடுறது. அதான் நம்ம ஏக்கம். But nowadays you see everybody stand in one corner. They don't even want to clap harder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like that. They can't even hear their own clap. They are afraid their hand will be painful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And when we sing kirtan, we'll be so frustrated. Look at, hey, come on, everybody dance. Right? Everybody dance. Once during the kirtan, suddenly someone asked me, I can't recall, but someone asked me and I got very annoyed. Someone asked me, I just looked at everyone and said, I told them to sing along, but nobody want to sing. When I do kirtan, Hare Krishna, then nobody sings. Then I just stopped and asked them, am I doing a concert or what? That I sing, you listen. Come on, we all have to sing along. Right? So now we understand here. When the person is not dancing like a madman, it is an indication the heart is still not softened yet. So what does it mean? It means but dance like a madman. Dance like a madman means you don't care what is around you. You just simply dance and express yourself to Krishna. Not a systematic dance, like sometimes a group of people will dance one way, then follow another way. It is just like doing a stage show. As though they have done, what do you call? Before the dance through, they do what? I think no, they do
Rehearsal.
one day. Rehearsal. As though they all do rehearsal, they come and dance. Come on, that's not the way. Right? You see, hey, how come everybody dance so synchronizing? It's not a synchronized show. So when you become this thing, when your natural consciousness awaken and being softened, you will chant and dance like a madman. You don't care whether people go to look at you, people think you're crazy, doesn't matter. You don't care about anyone. Because your ecstatic feeling in your heart start jumping. All right? Because when a person is excited, he will dance naturally. All right? I remember my father is the person who do not like to dance, who is almost like an atheist before, right? He's like an atheist, like that. So I remember when my sister called and told my father, she was in Yogyakarta. Okay, one did a pharmacy, another one did a dentistry. So I don't know whether it's dentistry or pharmacy. My elder sister, second sister, I can't remember. When she called and told my father, Appa, I passed my papers. I made it. I remember that time there's no handphone, right? They called from the from the landline. He just hold that and he just dropped the phone down. Right? And we're thinking, how come my sister called? He just dropped the phone down and he start to jump in jubilant. He just he start to jump here, jump there, yeah, like a madman. I say, what happened to you? Then my mother took the phone. Why? What happened? What did you say? Oh, no. Why? What happened to Papa? Was jumping, kicking, and everything. He's like screaming crazy. Like, what happened to him? What did you say? I've passed my papers. Oh, really? Oh, all start jumping jubilant. Or just like the crazy football match. Crazy football. When they go and score the goal, everybody starting jubilant. Because the ecstasy is revealed. How are you going to show your ecstasy? By jumping and shouting slogan, singing. That's the thing. So when a person still can't do that, we understand the heart has not softened yet. When the kirtan comes, you should be the first person to go and dance like a madman. It is not immoral. That is natural. And who's telling that? Krishna is telling Uddhava. Right? So we must remember that. Right? We do not need to pretend. We do not need to worry who is beside us. No one is watching you. No one cares for you. You express yourself when the deities are there. And another funny thing I would like to tell you, maybe try not to do that. It's very common. When we go in front of the deity, we like to close our eyes. Even some, when you go to Amman temple, Murugan temple, all this, you go there, you see, when you go stand in front of the deity, close the eyes. I mean, why do you need to close your eyes? You are closing your eyes when deities are whoever not around because you don't want to get distracted and with any other things. Right? When you are doing, sometimes you are at the roadside, say you're going for an interview. Before you go up for an interview, you are in the car, or you go to the elevator, or you go to the washroom, you just say, Kadale, Muruga, and you pass. You want to close your eyes because you don't want to see that you're in the toilet, you're looking at yourself. You want to close your eyes to concentrate on the Lord. Similarly, when the Lord Krishna, Radha Krishna, all these Gaur Nitai, Narsingadev, all the deities are right in front of you. Why do you need to close your eyes? When I got the realization, when I close my eyes, I say, oh, Krishna, I say, why am I need to close my eyes? When the deities are giving darshan, and they will be singing, say like, for instance, you go and meet someone. Okay, say you are going for a favor or you're going for an interview. The interviewer sit right in front of you. You sit in front of me and close your eyes. I am an educated man. I got this degree. I got that degree. What the interviewer will think? You're crazy. Okay, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. You think you get a job? When the person is giving darshan, see, when you want to get a favor from a government, see, Anwar Ibrahim suddenly come and stand in front of you. You close your eyes and look at Anwar Ibrahim. What Anwar will think? Oh, he's not paying attention. Then you go to the next one who are looking at him. So like that. So we must remember, we have to adore. When we go to Chaitanya Charitamrita, we'll study this. All right? How to worship. Let me give you a hint. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says first you start to look at the lotus feet of the Lord. Don't straight away look at the face. Look at the lotus feet of the Lord. Look at the feet. And slowly go up, look at the hip. Idupu. Slowly look at the chest. Look at the hand holding the flute. And slowly, gradually look at the face. So when you look at the face, where did you start from? From the chin. Go up, look at the lips. Bimba, look at it. Then slowly look at the nose. And look at the eyes. Then look at the forehead and see overall picture. That is how you are enjoying the Lord every part of the body. All right? When you chant Hare Krishna, you close your eyes because you don't want to get distracted. Right? But when you chant Hare Krishna, sometimes Hare Krishna, they close the eyes. For what? Open your eyes. Look at the Lord. The Lord is giving you darshan. Right? So dance like a man. So from now onwards, my dear Prabhus and mothers, so since we are studying this, we should know. Whenever kirtan happens, we dance like a madman. We do not need to call anybody. Just simply start dancing and express your love. Just like when your favorite football team score a goal, or suddenly you are see any kind of sports. Suddenly the badminton, Malaysia get a goal, you start jumping up and down as though you get the goal, right? Or whatever. That is quite common, right? So like that, just always remember that. Okay, and make sure that you stand in front of the Lord. Look at the Lord, not close your eyes. Okay, so like that, we can develop a natural Krishna consciousness, being this soften the heart, chants and dance like a madman. But what happened while they're doing that? While they're performing chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So while sometimes performing the chanting the holy name of the Lord, he sometimes cries. All right? He cries. Sometimes talk wildly. Sometimes sings. Sometimes without caring for any outsider, dance like a madman. That's what I said just now. Without caring for any outsider, right? It reminds me about one video I saw in Vrindavan, right? I didn't go to Vrindavan, I saw on video. So when I saw that video, I saw one man, a big fat man, a man with a big belly. I'm not sure if I find the video, I'll share with you. And in Vrindavan, they're doing the kirtan. And you know what he did? He put the hand beside like this, and he started to dance like a baby. You know, it reminds me when my children were in kindergarten, they used to hold the thing. They say, no, they dance like this, like a baby, like how the child dance. He just put the hand like this, and it's big belly. He got a big belly, tundi. Tundi vechikittu rendu kai ipdi idupula vechikittu ipdi baby mari aadறாரு. And the way he danced was so cute. Then I was thinking, why this guy dancing so weird? அடுத்தவங்க பார்க்கணும் ஏதாச்சும் நினைப்பாங்களா? I was thinking like that. But now we realize that. Because when we go and stand in front of the Lord, we don't care about any other thing. All right? Sometimes they cry. Sometimes they talk wildly. Sometimes they cry, they sing. And sometimes without caring for outsiders, dance like a madman. All right? This is very important. Okay, let's do the last verse. Raga nuga bhavota yatta patme napatim kamayat kanchit brahmacharya stita sada tam eva murtim dhyayanti chandrakantir varanana Sri Krishna gatam gayanti romanchot veda lakshana asmin manvantare snigdha Sri Krishna priya vartaye Chintamani pragrasatma sukhapaviksa Napatim kamayet kanchit brahmacharya stita sada Tam eva murtim dhyayanti chandrakantir varanana Sri Krishna gatam gayanti romanchot veda lakshana Asmin manvantare snigdha Sri Krishna priya vartate. The two verses are quoted here, right? The verses, but divided into two, in verse 7 and 8. So where is mentioned from Padma Purana. Okay, the conversation between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. There's a statement about ecstatic love, born from spontaneous affection. Okay, spontaneous action. Spontaneous means it just happened like that. Sometimes when you see a baby, sometimes when you're going, suddenly when we see a child, hey, and they start laugh at you, you're spontaneously attracted. You spontaneously feel like carrying the child, kissing the child. It's a you do not need to pretend. Well, I'm seeing a very young baby human being. I must go and love. Sometimes when you see a kitten or a puppy, sometimes, hey, look at the cute. You just feel like holding them, even if sometimes you feel disgusted. Oh, look at this one. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. So because it's spontaneous like that. So when they're about ecstatic love born of spontaneous affection, right? So what example is give? The example of Chandrakanti. Chandrakanti is a celebrated fair-faced girl. Okay, she's celebrated, very famous, fair-faced. That means very pretty and very fair. Rigidly observed celibacy in order to obtain Krishna as a husband. So she's such a beautiful girl. But what she did, rigidly observed celibacy. Right? Kanchit brahmacharya stita sada. So that means she followed the brahmacharya, celibacy. As a beautiful girl, Chandrakanti, she refused to get married. She followed a strong celibacy in order to obtain Krishna as a husband. She only wanted Krishna as the husband. She always engaged herself in meditating on the transcendental form of Lord. She always meditated on the form of the Lord and always chanted the glories of the Lord. She did not desire to accept anyone else as a husband. she had firmly decided that only Lord Krishna would be her husband. All right. See, this is one of the example of Raganuga Bhava. All right. Raganuga Bhava means also can call as Raganuga Bhava. Bhava means ecstatic, the pure ecstatic. By spontaneous. Raganuga means spontaneous. Okay. Are you all following me on this? Do you agree? Please put a thumbs up if you get it. How come no one got it?
Yes,
You understand what I say?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, you got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, now let's do the, we have another 15 minutes. We do this. Ata harer ati prasodata harer ati prasodo yam sanga danadir atmana. Okay, 1:4.9. Okay. The Lord extraordinary mercy. We look at Lord's extraordinary mercy. Krishna got so much of wonderful mercy. Okay, extraordinary. When a devotee found to be always associated with the Lord in ecstatic love, it is to be understood that such a person has been awarded the Lord himself by his causeless extraordinary mercy. Sometimes when you see a devotee always always associated with the Lord in ecstatic love, okay, that position has been awarded by the Lord himself. All right, like Dhruva Maharaj, all right, or like Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj even willing to give up the whole kingdom, all right, because he was so ecstatic to see. And after that, he gave his own head. And Lord Vamana says, I'm going to push you to Patala Loka. He said, I don't care. Okay, even disregard his guru's instruction, Sukracharya. Sukracharya said, don't. Say, get out. I will give you. All right, because that's ecstatic. All right, of course, this is very extraordinary, not possible. Yataika dase. Okay, quoting from Bhagavatam. Tena dita shruti gana naposhita mahatama avrata tapata pasamat sangan mam upagata. Okay, now in this thing example is given here. Such an extraordinary mercy given the 11th canto, 12th chapter, this is Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein Lord Krishna tells Uddhava. All right, what example he gave is this. The gopis in Vrindavan did not study the Vedas to achieve me, nor had they ever been in the holy place of pilgrimage. They have not been to the holy place of pilgrimage, nor did they devotedly execute any regulatory principle, nor did they undergo any kind of austerity. But what happened to them? Simply by my association, they have attained the highest perfection of devotional service. So the highest perfection of devotional service, Krishna is telling you very directly. So there is lot of devotional service. The highest perfection of devotional service is what? Can anyone tell me? Come on, shout out. What is the highest perfection of devotional service?
To get bona fide guru, Prabhu.
No. Uddhava tells Krishna, Krishna tells Uddhava, the gopis did not study Veda, did not go to holy place, did not follow regulatory principles. That means they don't have guru, did not undergo any kind of austerity. Okay, they don't need to chant 16 rounds, wake up for Mangalarti, no. But simply by my association, simply associating with me, they have attained the highest perfection of devotional service. So what is the highest perfection of devotional service?
Prema.
Exactly, prema. Very good. Attain prema. Yes, Vaishni Kamala. Very good. Attain prema. They have attained the highest taste to be the lover of Krishna. So the attain the highest perfection is not to end up in Vaikunta, is not end up in Ayodhya, it's not end up in Puri, it's not end up in Dwaraka, not even end up in Mathura. The highest perfection to end up in Vrindavan, to be the associate of the gopis. For the example, Chandrakanti has found in Padma Purana that from example gopis, okay, from the example of the gopi found in Srimad Bhagavatam. So example we found in Padma Purana and the gopis found in Srimad Bhagavatam. It appears that a devotee who always thinks of Krishna, who always chant his glory in ecstatic love, regardless of his condition, he don't care what is his condition, whether I born in a high caste, low caste, whether I'm able or disabled, whether I am a beautiful or ugly, whether I am very educated or non-educated, Whether as long you have a voice, or as long even I'm a sickly, even if a person is paralyzed, as long the finger can move, or at last the tongue can move, the mind still being, he could just chant Hare Krishna. Doesn't matter what is the regardless his condition. Okay, one who always chant the glories, his ecstatic glories in ecstatic love, regardless of his condition, will attain. Prabhupada didn't mention may attain. May attain நடக்கலாம் நடக்காம இருக்கலாம். Will attain நிச்சயமா நிச்சயமா will attain the highest perfection of unalloyed devotional love due to Lord Krishna's extraordinary mercy. When you start to come to the level of prema, Krishna will start to pay attention to you. In that, when they start to pay attention to you, Krishna will start to grant you that perfection of unalloyed devotional service. Okay, by the mercy. Krishna will start to show the mercy because Krishna give away everything. But the prema, only he keeps. Now, as we studied yesterday, right? Krishna keeps the prema. So once we are always do this, we will attain that. This is confirmed in Narada Pancharatara. What is in say? What are the terms it says? Please underline. All right, it says like this. Okay, can we get a new? Okay, it says that if a person worships, adore, and love Hari. If a person worships, adore na rasikkirathu. All right, and loves, kadhalikkirathu, Hari, the Supreme Lord. He should be understood to have finished all kind of austerities. So if you can love, if you are worshipping Hari, you adore Hari, you love Hari, you get attached to Hari, you chant his glories, what is to be understood? It is understood that you have finished all kind of austerities. எல்லா வகையான தபஸ்ய எல்லாத்தையும் நீங்க பூர்த்தி அடைஞ்சிட்டீங்க. And you have already done all kind of penances. And similar process of self-realization. You have also done all that. You have perfected. Reminds me about, see, I always keep it in front of me. You know, I paste it on my wall. All right. So, anyone have you not seen that what I've did my affirmation? Anyone have not seen? You want to see? I think all of you have seen, huh? Okay, never mind. So you have seen, right? So now, what he says here, it reminds me about what Radhanath Maharaj said. Radhanath Maharaj said, it took you 8.4 million lifetime just to peel one potato for Krishna. If you could able to peel one potato, if you could able to come to the temple of Krishna and pick one rubbish, you have done this after 8.4 million lifetime. So I always write on I just pasted on my wall. It took me 8.4 lifetime to do what I'm doing now. Therefore, I chant so and so, follow for strictly, and study in Master Shastra religiously. So that means what we understand here. That means this is the process. If you can worship, adore, and love, he should be understood. You have finished all kinds of austerity and penances. On the other hand, if we undergo all type of austerities, penance, and mystic yoga practice, one does not develop such love for Hari. Then all his performance are to be considered useless waste of time. So what is Prabhupada is mentioning here? But at the same time, when the person is undergoing all kind of austerity, எல்லா வகையான தவங்கள் எடுக்கிறாங்க, penance, mystic yoga, they do all this kind of terrible austerity. But that kind of thing does not develop love for Krishna. It to be understood all what they are doing is waste of time. தெண்டத்துல time waste பண்றாங்கன்னு அர்த்தம். அந்த அன்பை உருவாக்கலைனா. If someone always sees Krishna inside and out, then it has to be understood that he has surpassed all austerities and penance for self-realization. What does it mean? If a person sees Krishna inside and out, that means you always still look at Krishna inside and out, is to be done that you have performed. And if after executing all kind of penance and austerity, one cannot always see Krishna in and out, then he has executed performance uselessly. So at the same time, it's also mentioned here, but After you perform all kind of austerity, penance and everything, but you could have see Krishna in and out. What does it mean, Krishna in and out? Okay, how Krishna look? Tribhanga, the lotus feet, the hip, Ninjil and the Kaustuba jewel, right? The way he holds the flute, and the way he smile, the lips look like Bimba, the eyes, Pundarikaksha, how the nose, right? How the turban, how the hair, curly black hair, that's outside. Inside, Krishna's intense love, prema, Radharani, Hladini Shakti. So if you cannot understand this, also consider useless. All right. So that is the thing that we have discussed. So now, all right. So let's do the last one. Oh, this is another important thing. I think this one we do it tomorrow. All right. So let's open for questions. Any questions? Any answer? Any comment? Where's mine? Spontaneous attraction to Krishna. Okay. Page 145. Please mark your page. Page 145. Huh? So tomorrow, I think we can finish off this 19th chapter and we can start part 2, Transcendental Mellows part. It's going to be very interesting. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai. All right. So any questions? Why all of you so quiet today? Did you all understand what I said? Did you all follow? Or did I break halfway? Hare Krishna, Vaishnava Prabhu, Gandhi Mataji, Sadguna Mataji, Nanda Mataji, Raja Prem, Vaishnava Kamala Mataji, Vaishnavi Kamala, Vaishnavi Champa Kalata. Okay. So now you got idea. Eh? Vaishnava Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, good. I'm okay, Babu.
So the details, that is nice. Huh?
Yeah.
Even I myself, while reading it, I'm realizing too many things. So what is the takeaway? Yes?
Very nice to hear the whole thing right, in detail.
Yes, yes. But one thing I take away, I should not close my eyes in front of the deity. When I see the deity, I have to open my eyes wide. The gopis used to curse Brahma. What kind of creator are you? Why you create the lip, the eyelid? No, I think eyelid close and open. Even they can't tolerate that few millisecond of eye open and close. See, what kind of creator are you? Why create eyelid like a white boy? Right? Okay. Saki Champakalata Mataji.
கிருஷ்ண பிரபு பகவான் மனுக்கு டான்ஸ் ஆடணும் நம்மள மறந்து ஆடணும்னு சொன்னீங்களே. எனக்கு ஒரு ஆரம்ப காலத்துல பக்திக்கு வந்து ஆரம்ப காலத்துல ஆர்வத்துல ஒரு வேலை பண்ணேன். ரத யாத்திராக்கு பொட்டனிக்கல் கார்டன் ரத யாத்திராக்கு நல்லா டான்ஸ் ஆடிக்கிட்டே நேரா போயிட்டோம் ஒரு குரூப்பா. ரதம் வளைஞ்சு எங்கேயோ போயிடுச்சு, நாங்க எங்கேயோ போயிட்டோம் பிரபு. சம்டி மட்டும் பூ பண்ணிட்டாங்க பிரபு எங்களை.
நீங்க ஆடிக்கிட்டு வேற இடத்துல போறீங்க, ரதம் இன்னொரு இடத்துல
நேரா போறோம், ரதம் வளைஞ்சிருச்சு பிரபு.
Oh, that's very interesting.
அதான் ப்ரோ. தேங்க்ஸ் ப்ரோ. நல்லா புரிஞ்சிச்சு ப்ரோ. ஆனா நான் சரியா அங்கங்க பிரேக் ஆயிடுச்சு. திருப்பி நான் கண்டினியூ பண்ணி திருப்பி கேக்குறேன் ப்ரோ.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. வீட்டுக்கு வந்துட்டீங்களா?
இல்ல ப்ரோ, மக ஹாஸ்பிடல் அட்மிட் இங்க இருக்கேன்.
அம்மாவா?
டாக்டர் அட்மிட் ப்ரோ. உடம்பு சரியில்லை.
டாக்டர். சரி சரி சரி.
தேங்க்ஸ் ப்ரோ. கிருஷ்ணா.
ஓகே, எனிவன் எல்ஸ்? காந்தி மாதாஜி, சத்குணா மாதாஜி, நந்தரி மாதாஜி. இன்னைக்கு நந்தரி மாதாஜி ரொம்ப பிஸியா இருக்காங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஒரு தம்ஸ் அப் மட்டும் தான் அனுப்பிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஓகே. Alright, so if there's no questions, no comment, நம்ம என்ன செய்யலாம்? We meet again tomorrow to finish up 19. Okay, tomorrow Wednesday. அப்புறம் Wednesday. அப்புறம் Thursday வந்து I'm going to go to Sungai Training, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Thursday no session. Okay. அதோட next week. சரியா? நான் பார்த்துக்கிறேன் because I wrote the thing. And about Malacca also I still haven't decided because I need to go. ஆனா டிசைட் பண்ணல. But anyway, I will update you tomorrow. ஆனா நாளைக்கு வந்துட்டு we finish chapter 19, part 1 of this thing, which is என்ன சொல்றது? பக்தி சாஸ்திரி ஸ்டாண்டர்ட். We have already finished the first part. நானும் 2 தடவை பக்தி சாஸ்திரி படிக்கும்போது 2 தடவை படிச்சேன். ஆனா இன்னைக்கு அதை பார்த்த மாதிரி இந்த 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 ஒரு சாப்டர் வந்து ஒரு 2 months பேசிட்டு இருப்போமா? How long have you been talking about this, part 1? I think is it more than 2 months, is it?
Most probably, Prabhu, 2 months.
2 months, huh?
Yeah, most probably.
Oh. ஆமா, இதுல தெரிஞ்சா தெரியும்ல. Okay. Now anyway, I check it out. So for 2 months, roughly, ஒரு 60 plus days. 60 plus days, we are talking about it. Okay. And we still, we're going to finish it, all right? So anyway, have a nice day. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyavacha padhitanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj Gurudev ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Go Ranga.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. May,
Hare-
Prabhu, May. We
Sorry?
started in May 5th. May 5th, you started this lesson.
Oh,
Prabhu.
we started on May 5th. Wow. April, May, June, July, August, September 4.
Yeah, I just saw the date.
May 5th, Krishna. And that's only part 1. And imagine we start Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavatam.
Okay,
Anyway,
Prabhu.
let
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
decides. Okay, take care, Haribol. Govinda is. Go Ranga.